welcome to the deep dive. Have you ever started your day feeling, I don't know, just a bit off kilter?
Hmm.
Or maybe found yourself caught in what feels like an imaginary competition, that kind of relentless internal pressure, where you're constantly comparing yourself maybe to others, maybe even to some ideal version of yourself, and just leads to unnecessary
Oh,
stress?
absolutely. That feeling is very familiar, I think, for many people.
Right. Well, what if we told you there's actually a powerful inner compass within you, an inherent wellspring of strength and worth? We're calling it your medicine today.
Yeah, medicine. I like that term.
It's innate,
Yeah.
it can't really be taken away, only maybe forgotten.
Forgotten, exactly.
So in this deep dive, we're pulling together some fascinating insights from daily astrology, ancient tarot wisdom, and also a really compelling fable.
A great mix.
Yeah. Our mission today is basically to extract the most important nuggets from these sources
Mm.
to help you navigate those moments of self-doubt and, well, reclaim that authentic power that's always been yours.
That sounds like a crucial mission,
Right.
especially, in a world that often pulls us outwards looking for validation. It's truly amazing how different traditions, different ways of knowing often arrive at such similar core truths.
Absolutely. So, okay, to begin, let's look at the astrological guidance for July 12th, 2025. It kind of suggests our mind and emotions might feel a little out of sync.
Disconnected.
Yeah. And there's a particular warning that allowing ourselves to fall into that imaginary competition we mentioned, well, it can really create havoc.
Yeah, inner chaos, basically.
So this morning, the advice is apparently to connect with others emotionally, but, and this is crucial, approach our own lives with gentle compassion. How does this sort of internal friction start to play out as the day unfolds according to the guidance?
Well, it's interesting because that initial misalignment, between our thoughts and feelings, as the astrology points out, it can definitely lead to external friction too.
Ah,
Yeah, as the day progresses into the afternoon, the guidance suggests that pride might actually create obstacles, like real barriers to truly connecting with the people we want to reach.
pride gets in the way.
Totally. So the key here is finding a crucial balance between our rational thoughts, our logic, and our subjective emotional experiences. This isn't just about like feeling a certain way inside, it's about how that imbalance can show up in how we interact or maybe fail to interact with the world around us.
And then by tonight, the risk actually increases for like rush decisions and impulsive behavior.
Right, acting without thinking it through.
Exactly. So the less we're driven by that pride, the better off we'll be. It really highlights how our internal state just ripples outward into our actions and our relationships, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And the specific planetary alignment at play today, an Aquarius moon opposite Mercury, really underscores this whole dynamic.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
Well, in astrology, this particular aspect highlights a kind of tension. It's between our revolutionary, maybe independent instincts, that desire to be original or break free from the norm.
Right, the Aquarius part.
Exactly, and our need to communicate clearly and logically, which is more Mercury. So you've got this inner drive pulling against the practical need for, like, grounded interaction,
Ah, I see.
which can easily lead to both internal discord, feeling pulled apart, and external discord too. It's kind of like your mind wants to go one way and your feelings are pulling you another, making clear decisions. Pretty tough.
Wow, okay. And this whole idea of balancing our inner state with what's happening outside or external demands, it finds a really powerful echo in our next source, doesn't it? The TarotScope of the day brings in Moose Reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those maybe less familiar, tarot uses these symbolic cards to offer insights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Moose Reversed is particularly powerful for understanding our self-esteem and inner authority.
Exactly. It really signals a moment where our sense of self-worth might be shaken, or maybe where external validation, what other people think, has gained way too much sway over our inner confidence.
Yeah.
The majestic moose, even when the card is reversed, it reminds us to pause and reflect. Like, are we being overly dependent on others' approval?
Good question.
Or are we maybe dismissing our own accomplishments out of, like, humility taken too far, false modesty?
Uh-huh.
Or have we simply forgotten our own inner authority by constantly comparing ourselves to others? This is where that imaginary competition really bites.
It's so easy to fall into that trap, isn't it? Constantly looking sideways.
Totally.
So the tarot suggests this is a crucial time to restore balance between, genuine confidence and humility. It's also a clear warning against that false modesty or self-deprecation we just mentioned.
Right. We often diminish our own worth, don't we? Or we wait for others to, name our value before we dare to claim it for
Yeah,
ourselves.
waiting for permission almost.
But the core message from the Moose Reversed is pretty unmistakable. Your spirit is sovereign. It stands on its own, regardless of recognition or praise from outside.
Sovereign. I like that.
Yeah. So today is really an invitation for a quiet recalibration of self-esteem. Those uncomfortable moments of self-doubt or feeling undervalued.
Mm-hmm.
The tarot assures us these feelings are actually cues, not absolute truths.
Cues, not truths. That's a powerful
Yeah,
distinction.
isn't it? They're just signs inviting us back to our authentic power, back to that innate medicine we talked about at the start. It's really about releasing the need for external approval and remembering that your true essence, your core self, it cannot be taken away. It can only be forgotten and then, crucially, reclaimed.
That's such a profound reframe. Cues, not truths. It really shifts your perspective, doesn't it? Reminds you that these feelings are just signals, not your ultimate reality. Which brings us perfectly to a story that truly brings all these insights to life. The Forgotten Antlers.
Ah, yes, great story.
So in a land of ancient pine forest, there lived Aoren, a great moose. He was known far and wide for his strength, and get this, antlers that seemed to scrape the low-hanging clouds.
Oh, majestic.
Totally. He led his herd with confidence, and everyone admired him. You know the type.
Mm-hmm. But there's always a but in these stories, isn't there? As the years passed, the whispers of admiration, they began to fade. Fewer voices sang his name.
Oh, dear.
And Aaron, who was once so sure of his strength, started to feel this strange heaviness in his chest. You can almost feel that shift, can't you? That internal weight settling in as the external validation just diminishes?
Yeah, I think many of us can relate to that feeling when we realize maybe our self-worth has become a bit too dependent on others' opinion.
Exactly. So one evening, Aaron's looking into a still lake, sees his reflection, and his antlers, once so proud and unbroken, now appeared kind of twisted and fragile in the rippling surface. His eyes seemed hollow.
Oh, wow.
And then this haunting whisper rises from within him. Who are you without their praise?
Oof. That question really cuts deep, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It highlights how easily we can lose ourselves when our value gets tied up in external recognition.
Precisely. Aoren realized his worth was being measured solely by these echoes of admiration, and without them, he felt utterly lost. It's such a vivid illustration of what happens when we, outsource our sense of value.
Yeah.
But then, just as he was lost, an ancient spirit appeared, taking the form of a wise white doe.
Okay.
And her voice, described like wind through yarrow leaves, gave him this profound wisdom. Your medicine does not belong to their eyes, Aoren.
Mm-hmm.
It rises from the earth, from the marrow in your bones, and the breath you take each morning. Return to yourself. This is it, right? That inner medicine, that inherent power she was pointing him back to.
What a beautiful image of inherent self-contained worth. It's not out there, it's in here.
Exactly. And she then gave him clear instructions to help him reconnect. He was told to gather 3 sacred plants: mullein for courage, pine needles for wisdom, and rosemary for remembrance. He laid them on a stone at dawn, and he placed a tiger's eye stone around his neck, feeling its, steady, grounding strength.
Tiger's eye.
Yeah.
Grounding.
Yeah. And then the spirit whispered, "Stand tall now, not for them, but for yourself." And Aoren did. He felt his spine straightened, his majestic antlers lift, and this warmth settled deep in his chest. He no longer needed their applause to know his worth. The forest itself sort of bore witness to his rising, not because he was performing for it, but just because he was being.
Just being.
Wow.
So he began to walk alone at times, but the story says he was never lonely. Why? Because his true medicine wasn't in being seen by others, but in simply knowing himself.
Knowing himself, that's the core.
And then, beautifully, the wind spoke his name again, not because he demanded it, but simply because he had returned to his rightful, authentic self.
A natural consequence of reclaiming his sovereignty.
So, okay, what does this all mean for you, our listener? This beautiful story, alongside the astrological insights and the tarot guidance, it really illuminates one shared, undeniable truth, doesn't it?
It really does.
Your true worth isn't found in external validation or that endless comparison game. It's found in remembering and reclaiming the power that rises from deep within you.
It's a truly consistent thread, no matter the lens you use, whether it's the cosmic dance of planets, the ancient wisdom of the tarot, or a timeless fable like Aaron's.
Yeah.
Those moments of self-doubt, the imaginary competition we sometimes create for ourselves. They aren't failures, they're
Mm.
simply invitations. Invitations to remember that innate, powerful medicine you carry within. It's all about realizing you already possess what you might be seeking outside of yourself.
So this deep dive today, it really reveals a powerful, consistent message across these very different systems.
Mhm.
Your value, your medicine, it's truly innate. It cannot be taken away, only forgotten. The challenges of needing external approval, dealing with pride, moments of self-doubt, they are not roadblocks. They are actually profound invitations to recalibrate and reclaim your inner sovereignty.
Exactly. And the story of Aoren, guided by Mullen for courage, Pine for wisdom, and Rosemary for remembrance, it just reminds us that the journey back to ourselves is always possible. It's always within reach.
Always possible.
Indeed. It's about recognizing those challenging moments as just cues, like we said, signals to pay attention, rather than absolute truths about who you are or what you're worth. It's about choosing to listen to that inner voice, that inherent knowing, rather than getting totally caught up in the external echoes and noise.
So for you then, maybe consider this provocative thought to take away. In a world that is constantly, relentlessly demanding you to be seen and validated, to measure up against an endless stream of external metrics, what quiet act of self-recalibration or inner knowing will you choose to engage in today? Something solely for yourself and for the profound remembering of your own innate strength.